What's up, peoples? Welcome back to Nate's Journey / Life Lesson. Today I will talk about what I learned in part 2 from the Revolt Summit panel. Now, there was a question that was asked, particularly directed at Katrina Pearson, on what makes her so confident in this current administration that is in the White House.
When I first met President Trump, and I had heard him years before he actually ran for office talk about certain things that I felt were really important to me as a black mother, not just as an American or as a voter. But what he has done since he's been elected is he's proven himself. He has given more money to HBCUs. He just eliminated $300 million of debt from hurricane relief from HBCUs, just gave them another $100 billion more, on top of what no one wants to talk about, like those at MSNBC and CNN, are opportunity zones. There are 9,000 opportunity zones that was established by the Trump administration, including probably 24 counties right here in Atlanta, in this state, in Fulton County, where he has put up hundreds of billions of dollars of investment into black communities. Not just impoverished communities, but black communities. And to me, you put your money where your mouth is. This president has done that. So what you should do, all the young people in the room, we've heard we don't have a voice. We hear disenfranchisement. Well, guess what? Who has been in charge of these communities for the last 4 to 5 decades?
Democrats.
I definitely disagree. That was brought up by the host that with the promise zone, neither party was able to deliver on progress being made in the black community, and that these promise zones eventually led to gentrification. So T.I. had a point of view on this issue, and with his point of view, the debate between him and Candace Owens begun.
I had a question for both of you young ladies. How is it that you can support and align with a constituency that will not denounce white supremacy?
So to tackle the white supremacy thing, your question was a fallacy because you insinuated that he has not denounced white supremacy.
He hasn't.
He has denounced white supremacy so many times. Go back to a couple of weeks ago when the shootings happened. He said America is no place for white nationalism and white supremacy, and it's an issue that has to be tackled. The biggest issue facing black America is not white supremacy. Trump woke me up to the idea that we're being manipulated by the word racism every 4 years.
How is that any different than the fear that Trump has created in poor whites? That black people and poor urban people are their problem.
Right.
When did Trump ever say that? That's a fallacy. When did Trump ever say black people are the
Make
problem?
America great again.
I have a question. When you say make America great again, which period are we talking about?
Slavery was all over the world. All over the world. America was. No, I'm not saying it's okay. So why are you saying oh?
Amen.
America was one of the first countries.
I want to like you so bad.
Hear them. I want to be able to hear them.
If I can't answer the question and you're just going to boo when I say slavery was all over the world, which is a fact, why are you booing a fact?
Because you're making light of.
No, I'm not.
You're making light
I
of
haven't
the
gotten into my points.
enslavement
I'm not
of people that look like us. You can't make light of that. That ain't nothing you breeze over.
I haven't even finished the sentence. How am I making light of anything?
You started with some bullshit.
Okay.
What I noticed after this debate is that Candace Owens wasn't prepared for T.I.'s question, and in turn, they had to move on. For me, the main point is to that question, and other people may have a different point of view, because there were great moments for African Americans in this country, but America was never great for African Americans in any time period. This is the greatest time that we've had through all the years that we had to fight for great moments in this country. Here's what Katrina Pearson had to say.
I think hundreds, if not thousands by now, of young black men will be going home for Christmas because of criminal justice reform put in place by President Donald J. Trump. That impacts the black community.
Why is nobody applauding that? Like,
in a major way.
Absolutely.
I mean, like the three
People
strikes
are
rule
being
done by the
released from
Democrats.
prison
Trump
who have been given harsh sentences. People have been in there for far too long. And you know how that happened? Because black people who are woke went to the Oval Office and said, how can we help black America? President Trump says, whatever I can do, I'll do it. You want your basketball players coming back from China? I'll help you with that. You want ASAP Rocky? I'll make that phone call. Come
the hell out of here,
to the table. He is willing to help. T.I., look.
Man. See, that's what I'm saying. You just did it. You just did it. And if you listen to a person talk long enough, they will reveal themselves to you. You just did it. You just did it. You just did it. You just showed that what they did was they manipulated black people by thinking that if we don't get this person out of jail, that you'll think I'm cool with you. It was an opportunity.
Now, after all this debate, Killer Mike drops a bomb.
Niggas!
Go ahead.
Niggas! Niggas! Nigga! Stop it. Stop. Everybody hush. Hush. And listen. Because I'm about to give you the secret to what the fuck y'all are witnessing. What you niggas, N-E-G-U-S, of the royal kind, and niggas, N-I-double-G-S, what y'all are seeing right now are free people arguing over who got the best master. Oh yeah. So, I'll tell you when America was great. 7 years after the ending of the Civil War.
Exactly what
Candace, because you didn't give the comment, so you weren't prepared for that one. No, but that's not to jump on Candace, because again, I'm disagreeing with my friend. 7 years after the end of the Civil War, blacks within 7 to 15 years accumulated over 15 million acres of land. Hold on, before we get to clapping, because the niggas bought some shit. Black people were the only skilled labor in there. So if it was welding to be done, iron bending, cotton picking, it was black people. So instantly, your value became more.
I still argue that was a great moment, but that didn't mean that America was great for African Americans. I mean, the segregation, even though that was a terrible time for us, I still believe that wasn't a great time for African Americans as well. Even though we had great moments, we were forced to start our own businesses, which led us to be business owners. But again, from my point of view on this, and I could be wrong, I still don't think there was ever a time where America was great until the time period we're living in now. And throughout all of this, regardless, Killer Mike made not only me, but I'm sure he made other people realize we can all still come together and make progress despite our different perspectives. Which led to the question by the host on what is our choice moving forward despite our different perspectives.
The most important thing is self-organizing. By the time we get to a candidate, we should have a list that says white man, white woman, these are our demands. You can meet them and get our vote, or not, and we're going to stay home and crochet and make collard greens. And if you stop playing, I'm going to say the snazziest shit to each other on stage, I'm going to show that motherfucker this is going to be a quotable. And we close up the doors. And we simply say, how do we take the good of what you have, the good of what you have, the good of what you have and you have, how do we shape it into a 10-point agenda to present to every local, state, and national politician? If you cannot meet points on our agenda, we simply can't support you.
It's absolutely true that we need to be in the room having conversations with people who we may not agree with, right? Black people are not a monolith, and I think that's why we keep losing, because we keep trying to force all black people into one square, and that is not possible. So I agree 100% that we need to be going in rooms together. What we can't do is go in rooms with lies. We can't go into rooms talking about things that are absolutely 100% not true, and our communities know it. So we need to make sure, again, that our people are at the forefront of the conversation and that their issues are what we are taking into account first and foremost. Not an agenda of anyone else, but as you said, an agenda that belongs to us. I am not here to argue the facts of whether or not the Dems or the Republicans or any other party is right for us. We actually need our own damn party. You talk about what Minister Farrakhan has been telling us for so long, we need our own party. And the only way to be able to get there is not uniformity, but it is a certain level of unity among our people where we can sit at the table and say that we can come together for one thing at one time.
Alrighty guys, thank you guys for sticking around to the very end. Here's what I learned from part 2 of the Revolt Summit. We can all still come together and have a similar agenda in place. Despite our differences, there were similar points made on this panel that everyone agrees with. And if everybody can come together on things they do agree with, we can have an agenda that can be met in the political system, and we can make progress despite our differences. Again, guys, make sure you like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon for a bonus video on what I thought about the whole panel and how this can make a difference within the Black community.